Aubriana,
Yes,
Yes.
I love your name.
Well, thank you so much.
we're live. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Welcome to Coffee and Conversations with AMR Elite Realtors. I am Alicia Richardson, broker owner, and I have with me
Juanita Winky Kennedy, associate broker with AMR Elite Realtors.
And I am Mashana Perry, broker owner for Making Moves Happen Realty and realtor with AMR Elite Realtors. And we have a special guest today, Miss Ariana.
I love her name. I love her name.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, we're glad to have you on. So I want to first say thank you to everybody that donated and participated in our Coffee and Conversations Because We Care Coat giveaway.
Yes.
It was very successful. We gave away to about 20 families, which totaled almost 50 or more coats that we gave away. And we still have some coats left.
Yes, we do.
So if anybody still needs some coats, or if someone knows of someone that needs some food or anything like that,
we're here for
give
you.
us a call. We got you. I'll
here.
say it again at the end as well. But yes. So Ariana, let me not take away from you this morning because we are delighted to have you here. And I want to know if you can tell us about your company and the types of services that your business offers.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely. So the reason that I founded Sorted in Style, just to give you a little bit of background, I'm a mom of two. Busy. My kids are always in sports. I have a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old. So really, I think what I found was I wanted to make sure that we could help busy families reclaim their homes and from clutter, if you will, to really just free up both physical and mental space for things that really matter, right? So spending time with their family. And in doing so, we decided to offer some full service home organization and decluttering. We also do home sale prep. Moving concierge services, which means we will come in, unpack, organize your home so that it's perfect from day one. And then we also offer ongoing home refreshes for clients who want us to come in and maintain some of those systems that we've put in place. Now, keep in mind, all of those services can be customized to everyone's space, their lifestyle, and the way that each and every family actually lives. So.
I think that's great, and I applaud it because she said she has a 10 and a 7-year-old. So how does that work in the house with a 10 and a 7-year? Is it working?
Well, not perfectly, but I will say I'm very type A. I'm very everything has its place. My children are not. My children, my husband are not. But we do our best, right? Having a system in place is the first step. It won't always be perfect.
Right.
Right. And let me ask you, what are some organizational tips that you can give to the viewers to navigate through the holiday, to, keep down the clutter, to keep the house, magnificent, whether you have visitors or not, you still want to come into the house and everything is kind of, structured nicely for the holidays. Can you give us some tips on that?
Of course. Okay. So when I think of the holidays, and I think a lot of folks, when they think of the holidays, they think of the holiday magic, right? They don't think of all of the extra stuff that comes with the holidays. So that's gifts, guests, decor. And so for me, I think that I have a few tips, but the first thing is just making sure that you're staying proactive and staying on top of things and less reactive. Again, coming from someone who has young kids, I think this is my biggest tip. I always tell people during the holidays, it is okay to be honest with your friends and family about what you're comfortable bringing into your home. Like I said, especially when it comes to kids' gifts. So if your children truly don't need more toys, that's okay to say. You can gently let people know we're working on decluttering and minimizing going into 2026. And so that we have less time spent cleaning and more time spent together as a family. And I do think that most families understand that. And so I just recommend that folks ask for experience-based gifts for their kids. So maybe a trip to the aquarium, a cooking class. I know myself personally, one year for our family, a few years ago, we chose, instead of doing a traditional Christmas, the gift to our children was to go to the Bahamas. And I tell you, my son has not stopped talking about that trip for years and years and years. So I say, kids really do remember those experiences. And I think that honestly, it really just sets everyone up for less holiday clutter and brings more of a calm, intentional new year as well. So
Yeah, because I'm the auntie or the godmommy that gives a noisy toy.
Oh, wow.
And then we have grandparents here that's don't listen.
Well, I don't like to buy toys that have a lot of pieces to them because I know how that can be.
Yeah.
Like 100 pieces or a puzzle with 500 pieces. I think that is just really, really unfair. Why? Because I cleaned that up a lot when my kids were young. So I try not to do that to my daughter, with giving them something. If it's going to be a little robot or whatever it is, just let it be a one-piece thing without a million pieces to it, because that is just really, really not good. So and it's hard to keep that clean.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, and you'll never get those pieces back together if you start to lose them. I'm serious, right? You'll never, that toy will never be the same like 3 weeks later, because you won't be able to find the pieces to it.
3 weeks? Oh, it doesn't take that long in my house. 3 days. You're like, have you seen that Lego piece?
The experience is a great idea. So for our sellers, can you give them any staging tips? Like if they have their home on the market currently, if they're listing their home during the holidays, because sometimes it can be hard during the holidays. So should they have that home staged like a holiday theme? Should it be neutral, or what would be some good?
That's a very good question, because everybody doesn't celebrate the holidays too. So you have to think like that.
Mm-hmm. This is true. So I think that this falls directly in line with our home prep services. So I've got a few tips here. I'm gonna try and rapid fire them for everybody. The first thing for me, I always say, is decluttering. Okay, buyers want to see the home. They don't want to see the ornaments. They don't want to see all of the knickknacks. They want to see the space, and they want to be able to see themselves in that space. So make sure that you declutter and offer as much space to the home for folks to see as possible. The next thing I would say is really maximizing light. We all know it gets dark depending on where you live at like 4:30, 5:30. But I think that darker rooms don't necessarily always sell homes. So just make sure that you can bring in as much natural light specifically as you can. Make sure that you have blinds open, lamps, things of that nature. And then again, when it comes to staging for the holidays, as you already mentioned, simple and neutral really is the goal. Again, we want to kind of take away any of those personal effects if we can. And if we do have personal effects in the home, we want to make sure that they're as minimal as possible. That could, really include anything that might indicate, the seller's nationality, the ethnicity. You want people to be able to see themselves in your homes and focus less on what the home looks like with you in it.
Yeah.
That was a great question.
Yeah.
That does, you do run into that. And so it kind of ties into my question, because can you address some of the common issues that you come across when you go into a home and you're trying to get them to fix it? Because I personally, to say declutter is the biggest, it's like, what? That's my stuff. My great grandmother had
attached to it.
Yeah, they're attached. So how do you, what's the deal?
You kind of joke your way through it.
Right.
That's exactly what I do, actually. Truthfully, that is what I do. But no, so I would say that there are two commonalities that anytime I'm going into a home to declutter, whether it just be for home organization or home sale prep, it's really two items that we run into that are the biggest issues. The first is just homes have too much volume for the space. Now, I didn't say the house was too small. Right. I said that there's too much volume for the space. And, to your point, I know that people accumulate things for different reasons, right? So loved ones pass away, you inherit items. Everybody has that generous friend that never wants to throw things away. And so they gift it to you, but now it's your problem in your home.
I have one of those.
Depending, some people I know have said, oh, I'm keeping this for a friend, they're transitioning in life. And so I'm holding on to this for them. So you might have that. Or, I think too, just as kids grow and schedules get busy, people are just not stopping down to take the time to really declutter. So that typically is the biggest thing. There's too much stuff for the space. And then I think the second thing, and it's what I truly like to focus on for my business, I think it's what sets us apart from some of the other organizers in the market, but it really is functional space planning. So you need to make sure that everything in your home has a home. Otherwise, it'll end up on a counter somewhere, a corner. It'll get thrown about. So when I go into clients' homes, don't get me wrong, they want me to organize, and we definitely do that. But the way that I look at a space is, how can we make this more functional for the way that you live? Does that mean we need to put more functionality around the drop zone, if you will? So a place for kids to hang their backpacks and shoes when they come in. Is that what's leading to it? But those really are probably the two primary issues in homes that I go in.
And what areas do you normally do a lot of business in?
So we do serve the Metro Atlanta area. We do travel upon occasion. So for the right client, the right project, we have no problem hopping on a plane, train.
We'll travel. Let's just say that, right? We'll travel.
Yes.
Got it. All right. So for homeowners with children, what can they do to keep their space organized and kind of free of clutter? Well, I guess they buy a big toy box, huh?
No, do not buy a big toy box. Do not buy a big toy box. That just hides it. That hides the problem.
That's true.
No, you know what? As a mom of two, like I said, there's no shame in this. I know this personally. Life gets busy. So when it comes to homes that have children, both older children and younger children, I do typically have a couple of tips. So for like those younger children, I think it really comes down to making sure that your space is organized in a way that kids can be independent for themselves. So even if you have younger children, I want you to encourage them to also be a part of making sure that they are putting things back in their home. So that means having bins that are low enough for them to reach. That means if you have children that are not of the age to where they can read yet, a lot of times having clear bins so they can see exactly what goes into the bin is helpful, or having pictures on the labels, again, because they can't read. Just making sure that things are easy for them to grab and go, and then again, put away. For the older kids, I would say this applies to just the entire family. Simple weekly resets. I personally like to do it on Sundays. I don't like to spend a ton of time doing it, but if everyone in the family can contribute for 10 minutes to just resetting the house for the week, I know that makes a huge difference. I'd also say make sure that you keep the common areas of the home really minimal. So if it's a shared space, the item needs a home. If not, it needs to go into each individual person's room. And then, like I mentioned, drop zones are really helpful, especially if you have kids. And the last thing that I will say, and this is specifically around like closet organization for kids, children grow quickly. Even teenagers grow quickly. So I suggest at least once a quarter going in, taking a look at what your child still fits, what they do not. If they don't fit it, make sure that you're putting it aside for donations. If they do fit it, but it's not in season, pack it away in a place, basement, attic, otherwise, and just bring out items that they have seasonally. So all of their clothes are not taking up space in the closet.
Sounds like
That's
a great
the problem I have
idea.
in my house. We
Right.
all have too much clothes. I
think
said, nobody got nothing else.
That's it. We gotta have some organization and structure. So,
Right.
I mean, Aubriana, you sound very passionate, and you've given us some lot of great tips and helpful ideas for organization. So, I want to ask, like, what made you decide to start this type of business? How can we get in touch with you, and all of that jazz, so we can make sure we stay connected?
Yeah, so I am very passionate about this. I like to say that organizing is my personality trait. I like everything to be in its place. But, I've been doing decluttering, organizing, functional space planning for family and friends for quite a few years now, long before, Sorted and Styled formally existed. And every time I would go into a friend or family's home, they'd always say, oh, you should do this for a living. And I was like, I think for me, I was just really scared to leave corporate America. I have a bachelor's in business and a master's in project management. And I remember thinking to myself, I can't walk away from all of this schooling to start a business. So
That's not true.
that is not true. You're right. That is not true. So the more that I was out just kind of talking to sports moms and moms just at, my kids' school and things of that nature, really families just in general, I think that I came to realize that there are a lot of people who feel overwhelmed, sometimes even embarrassed, and a lot of times just exhausted with trying to keep up with their home. And the more that I kind of talk to them, I think I realized that this work can be so much more than just pretty bins and labels. It really can be a supportive, like judge-free truly transformative way to serve people in their life day to day. So that being said, I decided to finally bet on myself a little bit and launch Sorted and Styled. So today I am very lucky to have a small but amazing team of organizers and installers who do help me make people's goals a reality every single day. So for anyone that would want to get in touch with us, definitely feel free to reach out to us at sortedandstyledatl.com. You can also send us an email at sortedandstyledatl@gmail.com or connect with us on social media. We're Sorted and Styled ATL across all platforms.
All right.
That's great.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
know
good
what?
to know.
You don't realize that's a gift. That gift that you have that you're sharing with everyone, because, you know, just speaking as a business mom, oh my goodness. You're running a business and you're trying to come home, and or just
So
a
much to do.
corporate, just a working mom, period. You know, you're working, you come home, you got to cook, you try to straighten up, you try to get the kids straight, the husband straight, and everything else. And by the time it comes your free time, you don't have it because you need to either clean up or go to sleep.
Yes. And I say, you know, I think that I always want people to think of a professional organizer. Number one, I don't think a lot of people know that professional organizers exist, but when they do, I think that there's some sort of stigma comes with professional organizers. They must think like, oh, you have so much clutter, you know, things of that nature. No, I want people to start thinking of professional organizers as self-care, because you don't think twice about having a cleaning service, having a lawn service, any, you know, going and get the nails done. Having your home organized for you so that you have the time to be free from all of the things that would be on your to-do list. That's a form of self-care, if you ask me.
You know what? I love that. That is self-care.
Yes, it is.
Your mind is so like free to be focused when your space is organized. For me, it is.
Yes, yes.
Well, when you walk into a house and things are everywhere, it really gives you a sense of like a chaotic sense on the inside.
Anxiety,
And that's what people don't realize. But when you go into a house and everything is in order and in place, it really makes a difference how you see the house, how you talk to the person, how you view the person,
how you see yourself.
So, exactly. And so, you know, like I said, just think about it. If you left your home every day and didn't make your bed, right? When you go back into that room, do you feel great when it's a mess?
No.
Or do you feel great once you've had everything in order, you made the bed up, you might have a few things on the side, but everything else is okay. So when you get in bed, you know, everything has been in order. And I just think that really makes a difference in life.
Yeah, it does. And not even thinking, not even putting that or you know, associating that with self-care. That is self-care.
It is.
It is. Can you imagine someone coming in and, you know, monthly, let's say monthly, quarterly even, and just coming in and refreshing your space for you, making sure that everything's put back in its home? Self-care.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it. I love it, honey. When I get a client, we're going to call you, Aubriana.
A lot of women, because we can explain to our husband, hey, this is self-care.
We need this.
Yes, this is personal maintenance.
Absolutely. So great conversation, ladies. So we like to end Aubriana with telling our listeners and viewers who we are. So who are we, ladies?
We are reliable realtors,
providing exceptional service.
No need to go far.
Come on down to AMR.
Thank you so much, Aubriana.
Happy holidays, everybody. Yes. Merry Christmas.
And I'm looking forward. You know what? Come to our YouTube page, right? And then share some Christmas pictures with us.
100%.
We want to see your Christmas trees and everything. We can share some of ours in the office.
Yeah.
So
we absolutely will.
We'll share train.
Yeah,
okay.
That's good.
Have a good one, Aubriana. Best to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ladies. Have a good one.
All right.
You too. Bye-bye.